Hello, sports fans. My name is Libby Williams, and you are watching Necessary Roughness, Episode 1. I am so excited to be starting this journey and inviting you along to join me for this ride. A little bit about me. I worked for In Demand and Comcast as a Master Control Sports Technical Analyst, and I broadcasted approximately 10,000 games and events per year for NBA League Pass, MLB Extra Innings, MLS Direct Kick, and NHL Center Ice. Additionally, I broadcasted multi-million-dollar title bout pay-per-view events for the UFC, WWE, and boxing. I additionally worked for Fox 31 and Nexstar Media Group Incorporated as a master control operator. My responsibilities consisted of monitoring and troubleshooting on air, live, and recorded video and audio for multiple broadcast streams, 60 channels in total. And I published a number of standard operating procedures for Fox Primetime, CBS This Morning, and WNOW CW Primetime. Many of my special projects consist of being a creator, co-host, producer, and board operator of a 2-hour weekly sports talk radio show entitled Hoops and Sticks Chicks with over 1,000 hours on air. I have a tried and true co-host by the name of Jenny Kinney, and we will be kicking off that podcast yet again starting this week. I have my own sports betting consultant business where I offer insider intel for over-under, point spread, and moneyline predictions. So therefore, I ultimately just wanted to offer you a little bit about my background and express my credentials and qualifications for why I should be your one-stop shop for all things sports analysis. So I would like to kick off episode 1 of Necessary Roughness by recapping the 2020 NBA draft. And ultimately, I would like to ask you, who do you think was the night's big winner? In my opinion, it was indisputably the New York Knicks. Obi Toppin was projected to be a top 5 pick, so therefore he was a steal going 8th. Toppin's athleticism and work ethic is absolutely unmatched, and he can take a franchise in flux and make it a postseason contender for the first time in decades. So therefore, Knicks fans everywhere should be elated. He not only is willing to do the grunt work, but he is hungry for it. Toppin is a career underdog who did not have a single D1 offer coming out of high school, and he then attended Mount Zion Prep for a year before committing to Dayton. He led the Flyers number 3 in the final AP poll of the 2019-2020 season and won the Nesmith Men's Player of the Year award. And New York desperately coveted him, and New York is Obi Toppin's hometown. So this truly is, as cliche as it sounds, a match made in heaven. A seamless transition which hopefully will result in exceptional production. James Wiseman, going number 2 to Golden State, is a brilliant draft pick. The 7-footer would have been consensus number 1 if he had played a full season at Memphis. And he fits Golden State's needs to perfection by immediately slotting as the Warriors' projected starting center in a Western Conference that is once again demanding traditional big man matchups for both AD and Nikola Jokic, respective juggernauts in their own right. So therefore, this is really a thrilling time in the Western Conference, considering the nature of the league transitioning to a small ball format, a big man acquisition to compete against these all-stars and Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic is a thrill in which all NBA fans should be eagerly looking forward to. Boston filled a critical need in drafting Vanderbilt Aaron Nesmith, who was the undisputed best shooter in the draft and a self-proclaimed absolute sniper. Can't argue with that proclamation, considering that, well, his collegiate career proved him to be just that. Nesmith is not only a threatening outside shooter, but his coveted size, length, and athleticism allow him to finish brilliantly well at the rim. So therefore, this acquisition in the Eastern Conference should make for an exceptionally exciting competition among the greats, such as, well, Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who are respectively admired for their tremendous length and ability to exude utmost versatility in all aspects of their game. Boston additionally added crucial backcourt depth by drafting guard Payton Pritchard with the 26th pick. Pritchard, as the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Year and consensus All-American, will offer tremendous bench relief for Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, transitioning into his veteran years as well, should offer Pritchard elite mentorship, hopefully resulting in quick development and immediate contribution. I now would like to transition into what is arguably the most shocking and devastating headline that has broken the entire NBA offseason. That, of course, being Klay's season-ending Achilles injury. After being sidelined for the entire 2019-2020 season with a torn left ACL, the Golden State Warriors will tragically be without All-Star guard Klay Thompson yet again for another season, with a season-ending Achilles injury being confirmed directly from the team. He sustained the injury after landing awkwardly during a pickup game in Los Angeles. Despite Thompson being told that he is expected to make a full recovery, this is a devastating loss considering Golden State's abominable 2019-2020 15-50 record, finishing dead last in the Western Conference. The ultimate shock considering their past 5 years of elite league dominance. Klay's injury has wide-ranging and long-term franchise ripple effects on Golden State, and it could force the Warriors to take another gap year or potentially close the championship window for the foreseeable future, which frankly, as an NBA enthusiast, is something in which I'm having a hard time stomaching, as I can imagine Golden State's fan base is as well. In the weeks leading up to the draft, the Warriors committed to James Wiseman, although Thompson's injury made the organization briefly consider exploring another direction. LaMelo Ball, who went the next pick to Charlotte, was available. And yet this really proves Golden State's commitment to Wiseman, considering the fact that LaMelo Ball could have offered tremendous temporary relief in Klay's absence. They reportedly had trade offers from both Chicago and Boston that could have netted them a rotation player and lottery pick to use as a possible Thompson replacement. Tyrese Halliburton and Devin Vassell were both available. However, after months of scouting and preparation, they held firm in their commitment to take the top player on their board, which was, of course, James Wiseman. And regardless of Thompson's devastating injury, Wiseman was unquestionably the best choice and the right pick. Though he does not play shooting guard, which Klay respectively does, Wiseman will still help Golden State's bleeding defense by offering exceptional rebounding abilities and offensive production, all areas that require immediate improvement. Although there is no replacing Klay, one of the infamous Splash siblings, the Warriors may be forced to start considering a future without one of the Splash brothers, shockingly, which will undoubtedly be crushing terms to accept due to the revolutionary impact Warriors basketball has had over the past half-decade. And frankly, it would not be a sufficient episode of Necessary Roughness if I neglected to discuss football. Rightfully so, I will be discussing Thursday Night Football, the showdown between the two juggernauts, 6-3 teams of Arizona at Seattle. 2 sacks for Carlos Dunlap may have saved Seattle's season altogether. Considering Chef Wilson's recent touchdown-to-pick ratio woes, they were in desperate need of resurrection and once again putting Russell Wilson back into contention for league MVP. Dunlap has been a brilliantly impactful addition, and this was arguably Seattle's best defensive game of the year. They are serious about making a deep postseason run, and this victory against a Kyler Murray responsible for the Murray Miracle, Hail Murray, that resulted in shocking victory last week. Seattle was hungry to prove their worth last night. They were ranked dead last defensively entering this game, and I think they proved themselves to be worthy of being back in conversation as a true postseason threat. Carlos Hyde stepped up massively in order to help and alleviate some pressure from Russell Wilson. Keeping Kyler Murray sidelined was absolutely integral. Wilson was unquestionably the player of the game, finishing with 0 turnovers. A refreshing turn of events for Seattle fans everywhere. Seattle's receivers have been exceptional, brilliantly reliable, and Russell Wilson could not have better downfield wideout reliability. DK Metcalf is an elite threat, as if that was really ever up for debate, but last night's performance proved him to be among the league's best. In addition to last night's game being defensively their most sound performance thus far this season, it was arguably the best coach game of the season for Seattle as well. And officially, no team in the NFC has more W's than Russell Wilson. So I suppose the hype regarding Russell Wilson chefing up some heat held exceptionally true last night in his elite performance, top to bottom. Thank you for joining me on my first ever episode of Necessary Roughness. I look forward to continuing to develop this channel and consistently upload. My estimated upload schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is kind of ultimately a rough draft of what I envision this show to develop into. I am eager to hear your suggestions, and please do not hesitate to leave them down in the comments. I am additionally eager to hear your recommendations regarding potential segments, what you're interested in hearing. What I envision for this show is to cover all major sports in addition to collegiate sports. So therefore, please provide me with your insight, your perspective, and how you believe I can make this show into something truly fantastic. So please, fire away. Let me know what your ideas are. I am thrilled to be embarking on this YouTube journey. I have an abundance of knowledge and insight and analysis to offer, and I am so eager to see what this can develop into. So please fire away with your suggestions, and let's make Necessary Roughness a force to be reckoned with. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be seeing you soon.